Everybody, I'm Stacy with Stacy's Organizing and Decorating for Life. I'm here to help you organize your thoughts and decorate your perspectives still. I know I've been off for a month, and I've got to tell you that I was so consistent, I think for 2 years, that it's really hard to get started again when I've been inconsistent. But we're going to talk about that today because we're talking about revamping. I promised that a month ago, and we really are, because we've had so many changes in our lives. Some of us have had relationship changes, job changes, home changes, changes with relationships. When we talk about relationships, some of those changes have been with our children, some of those changes have been with parents, some of those changes have been with friends. So people are still readapting to things. So revamping is something that we're doing on a consistent basis, whether we're moving, and I did move, and I had to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do videos because the noise where I moved was so loud and everything, and then getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning and then only getting 2 likes on the videos, was hard. But I hope that it was helpful, and that's why I do these videos. Is the primary purpose is just to be able to be helpful and to lift this vibe of this universe. So please, if you like that our topic today is revamping, then please hit the like, and hopefully you'll subscribe too below. So we talk about all these changes, and all the changes require revamping. So I'm going to do a quote. Susan suggested when I talked about revamping that we're only going to do 10-minute videos. I'm going to do this just on the weekends, for a bit, or maybe do a weekly video too, a weekend and a weekly, just 10-minute review of a quote and something else. But here we go. So happiness, this is going to be the weekend video for Saturday morning, okay? So happiness is not a matter of intensity, but of balance, order, rhythm, and harmony. So this is by Thomas Merton. But what if we feel like we don't have balance? What if we feel like we don't have order? What if we feel like we don't have rhythm? And what if we feel like we don't have harmony? So many of us have felt this way at many different times. So my advice, or what I would suggest, and I do recovery. I've got 24 years sober, and as you can hear, I don't have order right now. Because even though the other neighbors moved out, sometimes when we have consciousness, it's about our owning and being responsible for our consciousness. So there's still not order. So what is order anyway? What is balance anyway? Rhythm and harmony is something that we can establish. We have definitions for all these things, these words in our minds, and balance, order, rhythm, and harmony, and that looks like peace. But finding peace when things are difficult, is what I'm talking about today when we're revamping. Because a lot of us won't make changes until something needs to change. So one of the things that we do in recovery when we talk about changes, when we talk about going through hard times and everything else, and by the way, I'm moving again at the beginning of next month, because things do change. And even though the neighbors finally moved out that were so loud, because these aren't loud compared to what I had, that I'm still moving because I need to revamp, and to establish a new part of my growth process. So one of the sayings, number 1, is don't give up 5 minutes before the miracle. This is the thing. Is that if you don't hear anything else today, that's the saying that we have in recovery, and if you don't know that, then just tell yourself, I'm not going to give up 5 minutes before the miracle. Because nothing happens till it happens, nothing changes till it changes. That there's sometimes inconsistency, and that's where we have to pick up the consistency again. So don't give up. I'm not giving up just because I took a month off. And also, the next thing is that I've struggled with my thought processes just as many of you have. And why do we think the things that we think? And why do these things come into our consciousness maybe that we don't even desire, or think that we don't desire, but it's in our consciousness? And being responsible for the consciousness, and I'm not saying you're responsible for everything, because there's God's will, my will, and somebody else's will. So I'm not saying by any means that if you've struggled or had a death in the family, as many have had in these past 3, 4 years, you know, there's been deaths due to many different circumstances. That's not something you're responsible for. I can't say that, but we hold in consciousness our thoughts about those things. So sometimes we feel responsible for those things. You know, and do we have a responsibility? With our thoughts we do, but there's this rhythm of the universe, and there is a harmony. And we have to find harmony from the chaos oftentimes, you know, that we wouldn't know harmony if we didn't know chaos. We wouldn't know rhythm if we didn't know not rhythm. We wouldn't know order if we didn't know the chaos. We wouldn't know balance if we didn't know imbalance. So the next thing is to just do the next right thing while you're waiting in the hallway for the miracle to arrive. Is just do the next right thing. That's what we talk about in recovery too, is just staying where our hands are and doing what we can do. You know, many of us have struggled with finances. Many of us have struggled with maybe love, and it calls for us to grow to love ourselves more. Our finances call for us to get more creative. I know that I'm working on a new thing, co-creating with somebody else, and some days it seems like, because there's so much inconsistency, you know, and I like consistency, honestly. So I'm grateful to be able to be back with you. On these videos, I would like, if you would, to give me some input on something that you would like to hear about, you know, on a weekly basis, whether it's the weekend, the Saturday kind of freestyle videos, or the motivating videos would be a weekday video. So in revamping, what can we do to make things better? And I'm asking you, what can I do to make things better, to make these videos better for you, to be able to touch you more? Because I am a life coach, or life midwife, as I like to say. So as I said, many people have struggled with the relationships. Sometimes it's parent-children, sometimes it's children to parents. And being able to unite, or at least have peace in those relationships, even if we can't unite with those people. And, you know, with jobs, to be able to find our purpose so we don't feel worthless. You know, what can we do that's going to bring about something that we love to do? What is it that we love to do that's going to make an income for us, that will help us be creative too? And then, you know, about our living situations, is that everything's temporary, you know, and it's amazing. And just being able to feel valid within ourselves, selves, and soul, so that we can continue to grow. Because it's when we're not growing is when we're finding that we're fighting against other things. So again, I'm going to read this quote to you by Thomas Merton. Happiness is not a matter of intensity, but of balance, order, rhythm, and harmony. Thomas Merton. And so when we're revamping and we talk about these changes, and I'd love to hear about your changes, you can reach out to me at staceyreineck@gmail.com, or staceyrenay4life@gmail.com is even better, you know, and let me know how your life is changing, and what, you know, you may have something to share that might be uplifting to somebody else. I would like to uplift other people up in these videos. I might even attach videos. I love music. When we talk about rhythm and harmony, with permission, I might even ask if I can do a video for something that might be the topic. But I want to uplift you and keep this whole universe uplifting too, okay? So I hope that this video has been helpful in giving you ideas yourself about revamping. And I would like you to share those ideas with me, if you will, and then I can share what you do with others as well. If we feel like it's a match and a harmony for the universe, and what we want to share, and what we want to see, and what we want to do, and what we want to be, because we have to be the change we want to see. Okay? All right, thank you. I wish you much love and peace. And yeah, I was nervous to do this video again after not doing one for a month, but you know, as we say, do it scared. Remember, the two things in changes is don't give up 5 minutes before the miracle, and just do the next right thing, okay, and see what happens. All right, bye.